Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here with our brand new locomotive. It's an oldie but a goodie. We did pick up our number 4, so we did go with the Cook Mogul. Went with the old wood burner, so we do get the new now functional plow. So this will kick snow out of our way should we end up with some snow on the railroad. Even though, don't get a lot of snow probably down here in the desert, but there you go. We did add a bunch of, we picked up a bunch of stock cars, so obviously made a little bit of money off of the coal run there and moving that around. So did turn around and pick up a few more cars. So we have a stack of 8, I think. Yeah, it's like 8 now, something. Did turn around to throw one of the new cabooses on there. So we do have the new Class 2 caboose. Went with the brown, matches the cars, so you just kind of went with that. Taking a look around, we did see one of these in the preview video quite a while ago now, but there it is, complete with the writing desk. They should have put some white papers in there or something, a little something. There we go. We do have that cabinet. And there is the Golden Betsy. Alright, soup's on. So anyway, there is our caboose that we do now have on there. And stepping up the size of the train, figured we'd just go with a little bigger Loco. So that is there. Alright, with that, we're just going to jump in and get on it. First run of the new Loco. Don't anticipate a lot of problems here. Cook Mogul, always been a nice, true, tested Loco. Everything working good there. Did go with the nice big smokestack there. Figure we're running wood, keep the ashes down. Makes sense pulling into the wood station and all that. Alright, probably don't need to go flying out of the yard here. Keep it chill while we are in the yard. Whoa, that was really close to foul, but not, so there we go. Running out of the yard. I totally forgot about that. We were going to watch that on the way out, but yeah. We got by it. That's all that matters. Yard's working, doing its thing. Things are moving around. Alright, let us hit it. No more yard restriction. We're not too worried about anything in our direction now, so we will just kind of crank it up to speed. And then we'll start biting down the reverser to get some extra speed out of this thing. This train we should be moving along decent. I would think. This train's always been a runner. My first favorite Loco in the game. I remember back in the day even, this was my favorite over the Class 70. I always just thought that the Cook Mogul has a great look on the narrow gauge. Just a classic cool looking locomotive. Always been a good one. And now that the plow functions, it's even, that's a bonus. All in all, it looks like we're going to get just short of 25. That's not horrible. Tier 4 locomotive. Nothing crazy here. Definitely has enough pulling power to do pretty much anything you could want it to do on the flat ground, to be honest. But the coal, certainly moving the coal around, definitely paid quite a bit. Does a correction to, well, not even a correction, but just a clarification. The coal definitely does, you do definitely get paid for driving coal into the coal tower now. I know one time we didn't, but we do now, so that clears that up. Whoa. Lazy whistle man. Running through. Oh, no, we are not running through. so used to just cooking through here now and having much longer runs that we're going to totally bypass. Bypass our stop. That's not what we're going for. Well, at least we didn't get too far by. If I had $1 for every time I blew by a stop, though, I'd probably be a rich man by now. Do we get in there good enough, or do we have to back her up? Looks like we're good. Nope, maybe not. We'll have to see if that one's gonna keep swinging. Yeah. It'll go. I don't think the other one will, though. Yeah, no. Alright, we'll just pick those up quick. We can do that. Nice thing. It's nice not having to wait around for your loads, to be honest. I've always enjoyed that. You can just pull up to your stop, load your train, and go. So that's kind of a nice feature, if you ask me. Not sure which one that's going to drop on, but we'll see what we can get away with. We'll probably have to restart that one. We switched cars. See just how fast we can get this thing loaded up. Bounce around the camera a little bit more than we probably should be there, but there we go. Get on to this one. Started swinging somewhere in there. Much faster loading process than we used to have. Used to would have had to run back and forth so many times on the train for this. Yeah, it was painful at times for a solo player, especially when you got longer trains, and then lining up these back cars was never a fun process. I have to say the quality of life there for loading cars has been a massive improvement in the game. And there we get a nice look at the caboose again. Probably should have fired up the old stove on that one. Though with the little day run, we probably do not need the soup warmed up today here in the desert. Midday run. Alright, let's hit it. Go, nice look at the Loco. Almost from the caboose view. Somewhere in there. Just getting out of the station there without hitting the building. Whew! That's a close one. There we go. The nice quiet ride back in the caboose. Do have to give them credit. Like the look of the caboose. Both color options. Pretty nice on that one. Alright, and let's go ahead and bite that down. See what we can get out of this thing. Definitely not going as fast now, fully loaded. Most of this is really flat track, so I find it really kind of awkward sometimes when it seems like it wants to accelerate in places, but not in others. Just kind of awkward. Because then too, with a lot of auto snaps in there, where you have a little bit of an incline or not, it's really kind of hard to tell. That's the one downside I see to auto snapping. You know, it's great because it lays the track nice along the ground and all, and it definitely is much faster to cover ground, but you don't exactly know every piece of your rail, you know? I mean, like we were talking about, that was kind of the thing with the old days where you used to lay, 25 meters at a time or whatever the piece was, and you laid your groundwork, and you laid your track all separate. Like you knew every square inch of your railroad, like every piece of rail you seemingly had personal relationship with. You just remember every single piece, and especially all the ones that were a pain in the butt. You absolutely remember. And now, quite honestly, you can blow across the map and go, ooh, whole sections where you're kind of like, yeah, because you auto snap. So a little different experience in the gameplay than it used to be, for sure. Much easier track laying now than back in the day. No doubt about that. Though I do know a fair amount of players who would love to have the old way back. Just because the challenge was real, and the kind of the personal relationship with your railroad, I guess, was a little more there. If that makes sense. Though now we have just a smorgasbord of things to decorate our railroad with, so it makes it to where we can make it much more individual on our own in that respect, which is a great addition to the game as well, you know. A lot of the props have been a great add. Much more lived in and alive railroads nowadays. Though I do still see the want and need really for, like, you know, people props. We just need people that we can populate the world with. They don't even have to do anything or just stand there and wave. But it would be kind of cool if we had some people props at some point, whether that were a DLC or just an update. And I know the world, you know, that plays the game would like passengers of some kind at some point. So an industry for passengers. Though I could easily see him doing a passenger type thing as a DLC. Gonna have to bring this around to the other side. We could have just short stopped on that side, I suppose. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day, though. Oh, we don't need to fully open this up either, actually. Should have given a proper whistle there. Did not. Still working on that. Horrible about actually keeping proper whistle warnings. I'm horrendous about it. Ooh, that rock is sketch. Still everything good though. Have had no more derailments, so it seems like everything that we got out of the way, we got out of the way. What is that? Oh, that's that one. And then, yeah, having sorted out the weight on the cars, haven't had any problems either. So the you know, game obviously just doesn't like, and it's not the game, I mean, it's a railroad thing. Obviously, having heavy-weighted cars behind empty stuff can cause you a problem, especially, like, you know, with more aggressive brakes, and I think that's part of the case in the game is when you get one that has a Loco that's got good brakes, you're going to turn around and bind up empty cars in between what's weighted behind it and throw them off the track. Not unreasonable if you're heavy foot and braking, and I really was heavy foot and braking. I mean, we did drive that train around enough, you know, being super nice on the brakes and didn't have a problem there. So, you know, game acting like it should. Obviously, you should be able to cause derailments by doing things you're not really supposed to do proper train-wise, and that makes sense, I think, yes. So, more of that thing, which is kind of why we're separating more of the trains out, or some of the trains out at this point, so we just kind of throw them around a little harder. Plus, it lets us run, you know, a few more trains in different directions rather than having everything up on one. Oh, we are getting really lazy with our dump here. Let's just get everything going. Make sure that we get, okay, we got goods. Definitely needed logs. Logs were starting to run low, so that's the goal here, is to get those. You know, you have to keep things back-fed, and at this point, before we can really expand, we have to kind of restock everything as we pushed everything along there. So that gets us to 70, so we don't have room for another train. So that'll take care of that for a hot minute. Now we can push out some of those Tier 2 cars and add some more to that stack so we get a nice proper train running running in that direction is kind of our goal, is to actually just upsize the trains and get everything moving along. So now when we get somewhere, we actually get things moving along is going to be our goal, rather than having just the one train where we're doing a little bit of everything along the way. That's kind of how we're going to go about things, but that's the plan of the railroad and where we're at. So with that, we are definitely, that is such a nice looking black locomotive. I don't know if that, with the update, if that's new skin or just new color or same old, but you know, Cook Mogul looking good, doing its thing, always has. Great looking locomotive. Just the way the light works off that is actually pretty nice. But yeah, definitely calling that one a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.